Asterisk, the airport was loud, buzzing with voices, announcements, dragging suitcases, and the unrelenting rhythm of transit. People moved with purpose, eyes on their phones, boarding passes in hand, lives tethered to their schedules. No one really looked around, and even fewer truly saw. Asterisk, she sat near Gate C17, poised, elegant, yet perfectly still. Her wheelchair parked just a few feet away from the rows of occupied chairs. She sat upright in a tailored coat that looked like it came straight from Fifth Avenue. Her black heels, polished to perfection, rested neatly on the food plate. Her hair was pinned in a classic bun, AirPods in. A leather designer handbag nestled between her side and the wheelchair arm. She looked like she belonged at a board meeting, not forgotten in a public airport terminal. Asterisk, and yet she sat alone. For 3 hours, asterisk, the announcements continued. Flights delayed. Flights boarding. People laughed, scrolled, whispered, argued over window seats and carry-on space. And no one noticed the woman in the wheelchair. No one stopped. It was as if her presence triggered a discomfort that made people look away. Because maybe noticing meant they'd have to feel something, asterisk, but someone was watching someone much smaller. A little boy, no older than 5, clutched his stuffed dinosaur with one hand and his father's with the other. He dragged his feet a little as they passed by the rows of chairs. Then he stopped. His eyes met hers. Asterisk, she noticed. She smiled gently, unsure if he was just curious or staring at the wheelchair like so many kids did. But then he tugged his father's coat and asked a question loud enough for her to hear. Asterisk, Daddy, why is that lady all alone? Asterisk, the father, Nate, stopped walking. He hadn't really noticed her at first, too busy trying to manage his son and keep an eye on their gate number. But now he saw her, and once he truly looked, he couldn't unsee it. A woman, dignified and silent, surrounded by hundreds, yet completely isolated. He hesitated for a moment, unsure whether he'd be intruding. But then he remembered something, a feeling he'd carried for years. The way people used to avoid eye contact with his son when he screamed in public. The way the world often preferred? Silence over compassion. Asterisk, he turned and walked over to her. Jacob's tiny hand still wrapped around his own. Asterisk, hi there, Nate said gently. I hope you don't mind me asking, but are you okay? Asterisk, she looked at him, a flicker of surprise crossing her face. Not irritation, not relief, just surprise. Like she'd almost forgotten what it felt like to be acknowledged. Asterisk, I'm waiting for someone, she said softly. An assistant. They were supposed to meet me here almost 3 hours ago. Nate frowned. That's terrible. Did you try calling them? Asterisk, she nodded. Twice. No answer. They were hired through a service. I'm not even sure who I spoke to last. There was a long pause. I can stay with you until they come, he offered. I don't mean to intrude, but it doesn't feel right, you sitting here by yourself. She looked down for a moment, then back up. You're the first person who said anything. Asterisk, Nate glanced around. Dozens of people had walked past. Some had seen her, he was sure of it. But none had stopped. Asterisk, I'm Nate, he said, and this little guy here is Jacob. He's 5. Loves dinosaurs and orange juice. Asterisk, Jacob beamed and held out his stuffed dinosaur. This is Rex. She smiled, and for the first time in hours it reached her eyes. I'm Amelia, she said. It's nice to meet you both. Asterisk, Nate pulled up a chair beside her. Jacob sat on the floor and began making airplane noises with Rex. Asterisk. I hope you don't mind me saying. Nate began carefully, but you don't seem like the kind of person who gets forgotten. Asterisk, Amelia laughed under her breath. You'd be surprised. Asterisk, her voice was low, clear, confident, but there was something underneath. Something tired. Asterisk, it's not the chair, she continued. I mean, yes, people avoid looking at it. But that's not what hurts the most, she paused. It's the silence. The way people treat you like you're made of glass, or worse, like you're not there at all. I used to walk into rooms and command attention. Now I roll in, and suddenly I'm invisible. Asterisk, Nate didn't interrupt. He just listened. She went on. I wasn't always like this. It was an accident. 2 years ago, spinal injury. Instant paralysis. I lost the use of both legs, and with it, everything I thought I was. I used to be the one calling the shots. The one running the meetings. The one people listened to. She looked out at the terminal where crowds of people continued to pass. Now, I just sit and wait and hope someone sees me. Asterisk. Nate's hand tightened around Jacob's. He thought about the nights he sat alone with his son, trying to figure out how to raise him without help. How many stares they'd gotten in grocery stores when Jacob had a meltdown. How many times people assumed things about them based on nothing more than appearances. Asterisk. I get that, he said. Not exactly. But I get being overlooked, judged, dismissed. Amelia studied his face. What happened? Asterisk. My wife left, he said. Jacob was diagnosed with autism at 2. She couldn't handle it. She wanted a different life. I'm sorry, Amelia said. Nate shrugged. Asterisk. He's my life now. And he's taught me more than any adult ever has. Especially about noticing things other people miss. Like a woman sitting alone in a wheelchair, just then a breathless young woman in an airport uniform rushed up. Asterisk. Miss Cartwright. I'm so sorry. We had a mix-up with the schedule. Someone should have been here hours ago. Asterisk. Amelia looked at her, expression unreadable. Then she turned back to Nate. Asterisk. I have to go, she said quietly. But I want to thank you. Asterisk. For what? Nate asked. Asterisk. For seeing me, for not pretending I wasn't here. That means more than I can say. Asterisk. She reached into her purse and pulled out a sleek black card. It was embossed with gold letters. Asterisk. Amelia Cartwright. VP of Strategy Cartwright. Medical Technologies. Nate's eyes widened. You're that Cartwright? She smiled faintly. Titles come and go. People stay with you? She turned to Jacob and held out her hand. Thank you for asking why I was alone, she said gently. Asterisk. Jacob hugged his dinosaur tighter and said, You don't have to be alone now. Asterisk. Amelia's voice caught slightly. She glanced at the gate agent, then back at Nate. Asterisk. If you're ever in New York, she said, bring the dinosaur. And then she was gone. Nate sat there in stunned silence, the card still in his hand. Asterisk. Weeks passed. Life returned to its messy, beautiful rhythm. But one afternoon, Nate's phone rang. Unknown number. Hi, is this Nate? Asterisk. Yes, who's this? Asterisk. It's Amelia Cartwright. I hope you don't mind I had your number traced through the airport database. I know, very corporate of me. Nate laughed nervously. No, not at all. Asterisk. I wanted to ask you something, actually offer you something. Asterisk. Okay. Asterisk. I created a position. For someone like you? Someone who sees the people others overlook. It's called Director of Community Inclusion. I need someone who gets what it means to live between the lines. To see people who are invisible to everyone else. Nate blinked. I don't know what to say. Say yes, she replied. The job changed everything, not just for Nate, but for hundreds of others. The program became a national model. But none of it would have happened if not for a little boy. A quiet moment, and one question. Asterisk. Why is she all alone? Asterisk. Sometimes the world doesn't change through grand speeches or dramatic events. Asterisk. Sometimes it changes because someone was seen.